before I get going, shout out goes to Kimbop Daddy for Kimbop Madison Nature Bacon again. As always. Doesn't mean my ribs should get counted. Her ribs get to be counted. And these two videos belong to the Center for Puppetry Arts. As always. Not me. And for the CEO, I hope you like them. Fresh from Facebook. As a great discovery I found. And I teach on 2 styles of puppetry, so it's education. So, subscribe, smash that bell icon, and I gotta go.
Hello, I'm Damon Young, lead teaching artist at the Center for Puppetry Arts, and I'm happy to be here with you to share this Puppet Pow, a tidbit to inspire, educate, or bring joy to your puppet world. Today's Puppet Pow is Indigenous American Puppetry. Now, the first peoples of the Americas migrated from Asia across the Bering Land Bridge during the last ice age, when all that water was completely solid. There were many Native American cultures by the time the Europeans arrived. Though many examples have been lost to time and conquest, we have evidence that there are many kinds of puppetry that were practiced in the Americas. Here are a few. The Hopi lived in the desert regions of western North America and what is now Arizona. They planted crops there, which got plenty of sun, but can you think of something else that those crops might have needed? Something that's scarce out in the desert? Water. So the Hopi performed water rituals, such as the ceremony of the water serpent. They would hang a decorated cloth screen and place before it miniature fields of corn. Drums were played and water trumpets made of clay and gourds. And the serpent puppets are these glove puppets which fit on the arm, kind of like this, and they're poked through the screen. And then they move through the rhythm of the music. And then these water serpents are given offerings such as cornmeal. In some of the ceremonies, masked characters called the Mudhead Clowns wrestled with them in a comical combat. Transformation masks. These belong to the Kwakwaka'wakw of the Pacific Northwest coast and were worn during ceremony. Many myths relate to moments of transformation, often involving a supernatural creature such as raven. In the Arctic region, the Yupik people have a tradition of puppetry that takes place during the potlatch. There's a big gathering with food and gifts and storytelling, dancing, and puppets. So the puppets are manipulated and made to rise and fall during the performance, and the puppet birds, like our Yupik owl, were animated by strings hung over the rafters, or others descended through the smoke hole in the roof. One Yupik creation, called the Model Universe, consists of a number of rings decorated with feathers and animated into figures. Ceremonies of the Yupik celebrate important occasions and ensure successful hunting. The Yupik honor and respect animals whose lives they must take for food and sustenance. The Yupik believe that everything in nature has a spirit. Even the tiniest speck of dust has awareness. Well, there you have a Puppet Pow about Indigenous American puppetry. Thank you for joining me. If you have any questions or would like to contact the education team, send us a note at education@puppet.org. See you again soon. Hello, I'm Damon Young, lead teaching artist at the Center for Puppetry Arts, and I'm happy to be here with you to share this Puppet Pow, a tidbit to inspire, educate, or bring joy to your puppet world. Today's Puppet Pow is African Rod Puppetry. Check out this cool book I've been reading. It's called Playing with Time, and it's by Mary Jo Arnoldi. It's all about the puppetry of Mali. Mali is a country here in Africa. It's on the northern side there. And Mali has a great big desert covering most of the country. So it's hot and it's dry. There's a great big river that flows through it. So most of the people live close to the Niger River. Now Mali has a unique tradition of puppetry that goes back more than a century. The puppets are in a festival called the Sogobo. Say it with me. Sogobo. The Sogobo means the animals come forth. And the Sogobo is an opportunity for the community to come together in a festive atmosphere of food and dancing and costumes and, of course, puppets. Now these puppets are replicas of actual puppets of the Bamana Sogobo. There's 4 kinds of puppets that are used in the Sogobo. You've got the kono, which are many different kinds of birds. You have the jinn, which are the genie or the spirits. Of course, the meoni, the people puppets like this guy here. And of course, the sogo, which are all the different kinds of animals, like this antelope. See this guy here, he has a couple of rods so he can move his arms. He might be a farmer, so he might have to prepare the field or plant some seeds. Or maybe come harvest time, he can harvest up some big, good food. Maybe he's excited about that. Harvest time. Wahoo! Yee-haw! Hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Yes, good for you. And then here we have the antelope. Now the Bamana people have a great respect for animals. And hunters actually spend an enormous amount of time learning about them and their habitats. And they celebrate their qualities. The qualities like strength or beauty. Or gentleness. Or cleverness. I think this guy looks pretty clever, don't you? Yes, and of course these qualities can be associated with things that are valued in individuals in their own community. Yes, I'm pretty clever too. Yes, and so these puppets may actually even be riding on the back of a great big puppet, a big giant puppet called the Sigi. This is the water buffalo that may lumber through the festival with a big puppet show on his back. Here, let me show you a picture. Let's see here. Oh, here's a pretty picture of some decoration of some of the puppets. And, here's the Sigi. And you can see here, Sigi even has some puppets on his horns and the puppet show right there on his back. Now if you come to the Center for Puppetry Arts Museum, you can see a whole bunch of really cool puppets of Mali and even a great big Sigi. Now, of course, can't forget, the music is an integral part of the puppetry of Mali, and they have drums and percussion instruments like this one. And this here, this is an instrument called the bala, or the balafon, which is from Mali. Would you like to hear it? Okay, let me play. There you have another Puppet Pow about African Rod Puppetry. Thank you for joining me today. And thank you to Earth-Shaking Music for lending me this balafon. Now, if you have any questions or would like to let us know how you use this Puppet Pow, send a note to the education team at the Center for Puppetry Arts by emailing education@puppet.org. See you again soon.